Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of yours truly, Game Triple X Changer. I'm here to let you know that you can be a game changer too. I just wanted to quickly go over some of the release update notes from Destiny 2 2.0.0.1. I know it's already been out for a little while, but I just want to stay true to my community by providing them with the content as well. So if you have not already watched anything on it yet and you are a follower of mine, first off, I want to thank you. So let's go on into the update. The first thing is going to be talking about the player character. So in general, we raised the character level cap to 50 for Forsaken owners. There's a couple of changes to the sandbox. In general, Year 1 Sony exclusive exotic and legendary rewards are now available on all platforms, so say hello to the Borealis. Probably butchering that name, but the sniper rifle is all fun just the same. The Whisper of the Worm replaced armor-piercing rounds with accurized rounds to prevent accidental perk failures for White Veil. In general, for the weapons, Year 2 weapons now provide random perks when acquired. It means you do not have to hold on to your old weapons before the update, as I'm sure you know by now. But for every new weapon that you get for Year 2, we will be getting random perks when acquired. Year 2 Masterwork weapons have been revamped. Players to reach a plus 10 stat on it now. So basically the Masterworks are going to allow a plus 10 stat, and the Year 2 mods are now available and released into the world. You can acquire these mods for your weapons by dismantling Year 2 weapons. You can also purchase them from the gunsmith. Year 1 weapons no longer accept modifications. They'll just basically be dismantled into random materials. Perks, you get an increase to the blast radius penalty for concussion and blinding grenades from a single shot grenade launcher. So in other words, don't fire that thing when you're too close. Be more precise. They are making it a more skill gap difference here for those that use the one-shot grenade launchers. A lot of fighting lions out there right before the update came out, and I'm sure that's gonna bring those back in a little bit, kind of like make it more fair for the people to go against a full team of fighting lions, if you know what I mean. I'm sure that you do. I'm sure that you ran into that. So on the abilities for the hunter, the golden gun has been increased damage against base and elite enemies. The Titan's magnetic grenades should now detonate a second time, even if the initial detonation kills a target. There's a couple of activity changes. So when it comes down to the strikes, the Vanguard Strike playlist is now available. The Nightfall Strike scoring has been re-enabled. Base level strikes are available through destinations, and the Year 1 Sony exclusive strikes are now available on all platforms. So get to grinding for all that new loot that we have not seen on the Xbox console yet. I personally am excited for it. I have not really played my PS4 nearly as much as I've played my Xbox for, pretty much my gaming and Twitch community, but I am looking forward to the loot and just kind of seeing what's different. The Thavix encounter decreased Thavix teleport frequency. I know there was many times where Express being frustrated how you just could never find them. There's 3 long-term teleports and 6 quick teleports. Now there are 2 long teleports and 3 quick teleports. Increased Thavix quick teleport speed. Reduced enemy waves to match the teleport frequency. Let's see here. We've also added additional enemies per wave for that. The damage to Thavix is preserved when Thavix switches weapons. And that pretty much wraps it up for that. Now let's talk about the daily heroic story missions. They are now up and available. I hope you've been playing them. I was out of state for a week, but I am happy to be back on the game grinding. I will say that I'm not completely enjoying the material grind, but I'm sure that it's something that I haven't optimized yet, and there's just a better way of doing it. And we'll put updates with that as soon as I find out what those ways are. So in Crucible, for general changes, basically, they fixed the issue sometimes triggered by the quitter penalty after completed competitive Crucible matches. There's a slight issue there with the penalty going into place. And then we got, for starting in the Season 4, Iron Banner will be updated and enable power level advantages. This is huge, guys. This is like, you know, back to the original trials and everything like that. Your power level or light level, if you like calling it from the original name, is going to make a difference in both Iron Banner and I believe in trials as well. So they've updated the power levels there beginning on September 18th. Okay, so as of today, that's about 6 days away. They removed Mayhem temporarily from the playlist. There will be a future update. Trials of 9 is on hiatus for a little bit, so we're looking forward for it to come back. The reputation tokens cannot be redeemed until the activity returns, which is good because it infers that they will actually be used once it comes back. So that just sounds like some extra loot to me too. Let's see here. For the maps, we got Retribution and Wormhaven are now available on all platforms. Retribution has been reworked and enlarged to support 6v6. For Rumble, earning a place in the top 3 in Rumble will now count as a win. The correct number of Valor rank points will be granted. For competitive glory, returned glory rank points gained and lost have reduced the overall climb to higher ranks. They fixed the weekly award and doubled its gains. And then they also fixed and returned weekly glory decay. The players who completed the Season 3 earned bonus rank points for completing their first match in Season 4, and they removed lost streaks from glory. For Valor, though, losses in competitive playlists are no longer reset for your Valor win streak. And for the game modes, Control and Clash modes have been added to the competitive playlist. So as far as the rewards go, the Pinnacle Crucible rewards are now awarded via quests. These quests will not be removed at the end of the season. Redworks Claymore has been retired in Season 4 as a seasonal reward. Players who earn the Redworks Claymore in Season 3 will receive additional bonuses. Very cool. So for the private matches, added the option to adjust the respawn timers for survival. Score to win options have been updated for several modes. In Control, they added 25 and 150 and removed 10 and 20. And 150 is the new default. For Clash, they added 25 and 150, removed 10 and 20, and 100 is the new default. And in Supremacy, they added 25 and 150, removed 10 and 20, and 150 is the new default. So Gambit is officially unlocked. You need to have the Forsaken DLC in order to play Gambit. It must be purchased. And it also requires completion of the mission Spark. The Infamy ranks are now available and unlocked. So for the Tower, the Vendor Zavala, Season 4 vendor progression system has been updated for 2 separate progressions, Vanguard rank and Nightfall rank. For Vanguard rank, like in the previous season, the Vanguard rank can be increased by turning in Vanguard tokens to Zavala. Increasing your Vanguard rank will provide Vanguard engrams containing new Year 2 weapons and armor with random rolls. You can continue to acquire items found in the Vanguard engrams beyond the season in Bounty, and season-exclusive items that are purchased via Vanguard rank have been moved to their own row for clarity and will only be attainable until the end of Season 4. For the Nightfall rank, it's been increased by obtaining a score of various Nightfall strikes and are now available for purchase from Zavala, increasing Nightfall rank. For Shaxx, lower Shaxy Poo, updated reputation reward packages for Season 4, bounties for Season 4, pursuits to Shaxx inventory, and a new reward for Valor ranks. The Gunsmith no longer exchanges Year 1 mods. They can be safely dismantled. You do not have to worry about that anymore. And he now sells 2 mods, 1 armor and 1 weapon a day. The Gunsmith packages now require 100 Gunsmith materials, and then the updated reputation reward package for Season 4 is in effect. So events and rituals, challenges in general between levels 20 and 50. Challenges provide a source of legendary items and experience. When you reach level 50, an entirely new set of challenges and activities and leveling are no longer available. After you reach 50, these are the main avenue into the powerful rewards that previously lived within milestones. After level 20, the challenges with progression will be converted into new challenges at level 50. Daily challenges are now available. Specific challenges offered each day. Individual daily challenges reset on a 4-day cadence. Weekly challenges are now available. Resets each Tuesday as normal. So the items and economy, basically increased experience rewards for completing strikes in Nightfall, reduced experience rewards for completing normal and heroic public events, so that there is more of an incentive on doing the harder stuff now. Iron Banner, Vanguard, Crucible tokens earned in Season 3 may be redeemed with their respective vendors in Season 4. Players are no longer able to delete mods or shaders from item detail screen. Masterworks reward chances are being reduced in some activities. Pre-Forsaken raids will still offer a higher chance for Masterwork acquisition, but the chance has been lowered from 50 to 10% to be in line with the Masterwork drops in Forsaken. Year 1 armor will always dismantle to 1 Masterwork core. Year 1 weapons will always dismantle into 1 or 2 cores, but no longer 3. For power, activity rewards now respect your power. If you complete an activity with severely severely underleveled, rewards will offer larger power upgrades. If you complete an activity while heavily overleveled, rewards will provide a lower upgrade. So shaders, for Forsaken shaders, they will not drop in the wild. Instead, they'll be coming from dismantling gear with the shader applied on them. Rare quality shaders are often applied to drops, but have low chance of being granted by dismantling. Legendary quality shaders appear much less frequently on gear, but have a high chance on being granted by dismantling. It no longer costs anything to apply shaders to gear. You can apply them freely. For infusion for all pre-Forsaken and Forsaken gear is capped at 600 power. That is the new cap limit currently. Weapon infusion is now slot-based rather than archetype-based. For example, any kinetic weapon can be infused into another kinetic weapon, but you can no longer infuse an energy weapon hand cannon into a kinetic hand cannon. Infusing duplicates of the same item is much less expensive than using 2 different items, so you are rewarded for using the same type. The destination materials reduce drop rates of destination materials from some destination activities. For the collections, includes any weapon, armor piece, ghost shell, ship, sparrow, emblem, shader. Players have since Warmind release on May 8th. And then, except for Year 2 legendary armor and weapons with random rolls. All items can be reacquired through collections for a fee. The cost to reacquire an item scales based on the item, what the item dismantles into. For 3 coins have been depreciated and converted into faded cards, can be safely discarded for legendary shards. For Eververse, we have the Prismatic Matrix schedule, which is out for the full season. The Prismatic Facet free weekly account roll is now obtained via special Tier 1 Eververse bounty, rather than being tied to leveling, which can be acquired for 250 Glimmer, and it does not require an Eververse bounty node. This permits the player at all levels to obtain their free weekly roll. The Eververse bounties, each seasonal Bright Ingram now grants a bounty note. These bounty notes can be exchanged for a variety of weekly Eververse bounties, which come in 3 tiers. Tier 1 costs 1 note and rewards 20 bright dust. Tier 2 is 3 notes and 70 dust, and Tier 3 is 6 notes and 150 dust. Players can acquire as many Eververse bounties as they have bounty notes. Eververse bounties expire 7 days after acquisition. So for the Bright Dust dismantle yields, Bright Dust, which you gain from dismantling types of Eververse items, is now a fixed amount. Example shaders will always yield 10 Bright Dust. Bright Ingram updates, reward probabilities are now displayed on Bungie.net, and new legendary weapon ornaments to Bright Ingram. New ghost projection category for the Bright Ingrams, and weapon and armor mods are no longer available through Bright Ingrams, so you'll just be going to the gunsmith for those, it seems like. Eververse armor and perks, with an addition of a random perk on armor. We have made some changes to how perks are applied in Eververse armor. Eververse armor, acquired from non-sources of Bright Ingrams, will include random perks. Eververse armor acquired from Prismatic Matrix, Bright Dust will have fixed perks. Leveling rewards in Forsaken. Starting in Forsaken, you will no longer earn Bright Ingrams each level until you reach the level cap. Players progressing through the campaigns will receive an Eververse gift at the end of each campaign once per class, with a variety of items and some Bright Dust. Bright Ingrams included. This includes players who use character boost. Once you reach the level cap, Bright Ingrams will once again be awarded at the same rate as they are in the current game. Silver transaction history is now displayed on Bungie.net. Bundles that have not been opened can be refunded for 7 days after purchase. Gleaming boons of the Vanguard and Crucible have been updated to drop the current season's items. To make room for the bounties, Bright Dust offerings have been moved to the second page of Eververse. For clans, in general, the Season 3 clan staff reward has been granted to all clans that hit the max rank for Season 3. Gambit now offers the clan Ingram when a fire team from your clan wins a Gambit match. Oh, that's really cool. Season 4 clan progression. Clan experience is now earned by completing clan bounties available through Hawthorne. When a player reaches level 50, 3 clan bounties become available. Guided games. In general, players have the option to reconnect to guided game activities if they encounter a disconnection from the active guided game. Ambient audio in the tower has been adjusted. And unique issues where items from the vault were not loading in have been fixed. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the updates for Forsaken, and that is again Destiny Update 2.0.0.1. I am live after 10:30 p.m. Pacific time almost every single night, except for the nights we're not, at twitch.tv/GameXXXchanger. I appreciate you tuning in to the channel tonight. Don't forget, if you've made it all this way through the video, to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. I will be back to you with more Destiny news and updates in the future.